Behind the mirrored glass towers of Silicon Valley, far from the public eye, a silent war is being waged. It's not a battle fought with soldiers or missiles, but with data, algorithms, and the invisible architecture of machine intelligence. Three giants, Google, OpenAI, and Apple, are locked in a high-stakes struggle for control over the future of intelligence itself. This isn't about gadgets or apps anymore. It's about who will command the next phase of human evolution, artificial intelligence. A new kind of Cold War has begun, one where lines of code replace nuclear warheads, and the victors will hold the keys to economies, governments, and the digital soul of humanity. I'm your host, and this is NextCore AI, where we peel back the curtain on artificial intelligence to expose the hidden battles shaping our future. If you're passionate about understanding the truth behind technology, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell icon, and join our growing community uncovering the stories no one else dares to tell. Stay with us, because by the end of this investigation, you'll see why the AI arms race in Silicon Valley might decide the fate of humanity itself. Chapter 1. The Origins of the AI Race. Every war begins somewhere. For artificial intelligence, it started as a whisper in the research labs of the early 2010s. Back then, deep learning was a fringe idea, an academic curiosity. But once machines began recognizing speech, translating languages, and even creating art, the world realized something had changed. The machines were learning. Google made the first decisive move. In 2014, it acquired DeepMind, a small British startup that shocked the world when its algorithm defeated the world champion in the ancient game of Go. It wasn't just a victory, it was a turning point. A machine had conquered a realm once thought uniquely human: intuition. Apple, meanwhile, took a different route. In 2011, it launched Siri, the first AI assistant on smartphones. It made technology feel personal. But Apple was cautious, keeping AI quietly in the background, an assistant, not a ruler. Then came OpenAI, founded in 2015 with a promise to keep AI safe and open. But ideals can evolve. By the 2020s, OpenAI's GPT models had taken the world by storm, writing code, creating stories, and blurring the line between machine and mind. The seeds had been planted. By 2025, AI was no longer just a technology, it was a race for dominance. Chapter 2. Google's War Machine. To understand the scale of this race, we begin with Google, the empire that built the internet's nervous system. Today, Google isn't just a search engine, it's an AI war machine. Through DeepMind and its colossal infrastructure, it has created some of the most advanced algorithms in existence. From AlphaGo to Gemini, Google's systems can think, learn, and strategize at a scale humanity has never seen. Its greatest weapon is data. Every search query, every YouTube view, every Gmail click, it all fuels the machine. Billions of interactions, every second, feeding intelligence that grows more powerful every day. But inside Google, cracks are forming. Bureaucracy slows innovation. Rival teams compete for dominance. And ethical concerns are mounting. Some insiders claim Google's AI is being rushed to market before it's ready. Others warn that the company's size and secrecy make it too powerful to regulate. Google's dream is total AI dominance. But its greatest challenge may be itself, an empire too vast to move swiftly, yet too ambitious to slow down. Chapter 3. OpenAI's Meteoric Rise. If Google is the empire, OpenAI is the insurgent, nimble, disruptive, and willing to take risks the giants won't. The release of ChatGPT wasn't just a product launch, it was a revolution. Overnight, millions of people were talking to AI, writing essays, generating art, and realizing that the line between human and machine was fading. Behind OpenAI stands Microsoft, the trillion-dollar ally that transformed the startup into a superpower. Microsoft invested billions, integrating OpenAI's language models into its software, search engines, and cloud services. Together, they declared war on Google's dominance. But the alliance is fragile. Microsoft seeks profit. OpenAI seeks purpose. Inside the company, leadership turmoil and ethical debates have already erupted. Can a system designed for openness survive under corporate control? Or has OpenAI become the very thing it swore to protect humanity from? OpenAI's speed is its superpower and its curse. Chapter 4. Apple's silent strategy. Then there's Apple, the quiet player in this digital arms race. While Google and OpenAI fight in the open, Apple operates in the shadows, weaving AI into the fabric of everyday life. Every iPhone, every Mac, every Apple Watch hums with invisible intelligence, recognizing faces, predicting text, and processing voice commands entirely within your device. Apple's weapon isn't data, it's trust. Its AI runs locally, not in the cloud, promising security and privacy in an age of surveillance. And while others rush to dominate headlines, Apple is preparing a silent counterstrike, training models behind closed doors, building chips optimized for machine learning, and creating a walled garden where AI feels personal, private, and almost human. Some believe Apple's patience is weakness. Others see it as strategy. Because while the world argues about safety and ethics, Apple may be quietly building the most tightly controlled AI ecosystem on Earth. One so seamless, we won't even notice when it takes over our lives. Chapter 5. Why this arms race matters. At first glance, this might look like a corporate rivalry, but this is far more than business. Whoever wins this race won't just control the future of technology. They'll control how reality itself is experienced. AI already decides what news you read, what ads you see, and what videos you watch. If one company gains full control over AI, it won't just shape the internet. It will shape humanity's perception of truth itself. Governments know this. That's why the European Union is writing strict AI regulations. Why the US Congress is investigating monopolies. And why China is rapidly developing its own models, setting the stage for a new global Cold War. This time, fought with intelligence instead of arms. The stakes couldn't be higher, because in this race, the finish line might not be victory. Chapter 6. The future of the AI Cold War. So who will win? Google, with its empire of data. OpenAI, with its unstoppable speed. Or Apple, with its fortress of privacy and control. Each has strengths. Each has weaknesses. But the real danger isn't who crosses the finish line. It's what happens when they all start sprinting too fast. When innovation outruns regulation. When ambition outweighs caution. In a nuclear age, nations race to build weapons they could barely control. Today, corporations race to build intelligence they barely understand. And once the code is written, it can't be unwritten. The AI race in Silicon Valley is more than innovation. It's a battle for the soul of the digital age. Google, OpenAI, and Apple aren't just shaping technology, they're shaping us. Every click, every command, every algorithm pulls the world closer to a future we still don't fully understand. So we ask you, who do you trust with the mind of the future? The empire? The rebel? Or the silent observer? At NextCore AI, we believe knowledge is power and awareness is survival. That's why we bring you cinematic investigations into the technologies rewriting our world. If this story opened your eyes, subscribe now to NextCore AI. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update, and share this video with those who need to see what's really happening behind Silicon Valley's glass walls.